All right. All right. We have our recording on. We've got people logging in. We're up to 35. Awesome group. Pleasant, good, slightly just past afternoon. And welcome to this month's NMPPA Masterclass. I'm your president, Gary O. Chavez. Mona, unfortunately, she's up in Taos and she has some connection issues. So we don't jeopardize any faulty errors or anything. She's probably going to try and join us, but I'm going to go ahead and take the lead on this. So want to remind everyone the masterclass is being recorded and will be provided through the NMPPA YouTube channel, which can be accessed via the NMPPA website. Want to see everybody's camera on if you can, but if we ask you to please mute your microphones. Actually, I love to hear all the conversations in the background, but we're have a special guest with us today, and we have 30 minutes with her, so we're going to try and utilize as much as we can on that. Want to remind everyone, we do have our NMPPA Fall Conference and Vendor Fair October 25th, 26th, and 27th. It is at Embassy Suites in Albuquerque. So we've sent save the dates, and we will also send out more save the dates. We are having some transition issues with our chapter website, so please be on the lookout for that. Again, also follow us on Facebook at New Mexico Public Procurement Association. We're also on Twitter at NMPPA and on LinkedIn at New Mexico Public Procurement Association. All right, let's get started. Our guest is State Purchasing Director Dorothy Mendonca. I hope I said that right.
You did it perfectly. Thank you so much. A lot of people get it confused with Mendoza. They forget the extra.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot going on with that last name.
Okay, good. I was like, I've been practicing all morning, so I gotta say it. Okay, she's going to be discussing Contracts Review Bureau, Professional Services, General Services Department, Secretary Doucette's vision and mission for GSD. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome State Purchasing Director Dorothy Mendonca. Dorothy.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. I look forward to meeting you all in person. I've had a few opportunities to email a few of you. I think all on good terms, and I hope to keep it that way. I just wanted to let you know that I have been hitting the ground running since I came over at State Purchasing. I have a background in procurement. I've been a CPO for, gosh, many years. I've done procurement, I've done budget, I've been all over within state government. My career started off at the judicial system for about 10 years, went into the private sector for P&M electric and gas services. And it's funny because Mona and I had a connection from that back in the day. But and then I was at Children, Youth and Family, OSI, and now I'm here. But I just wanted to let you know a quick little history about myself. As you may know, and I think a lot of people do, if you've ever had to deal with Valerie Polk, she's going to be retiring. She's our deputy director here at State Purchasing. Her retirement date will take effect September 29th. So if anybody's interested, we have the job posted. If you're interested in really getting eyeball deep or maybe even deeper than that in procurement, general services and state and the Contract Review Bureau. And as many as of you know, Crystal Bowers took another position within general services. She's actually the CPO for the agency now. So she's not overseeing our Contracts Review Bureau anymore. We have since held interviews and we have selected a candidate, and the announcement was made today. It'll be Ray Maestas. He's been with us a few months now, but his history in state government has been procurement, contracts, RFPs. So this job fell well in his wheelhouse. Gary, go ahead. Did you have a question? Sorry. If I see hands, I'll try and get to them.
No, I'm actually looking for my hand clap. That's my hand, my hand, but I'm looking for clapping for my hand. Yeah. Ray's a great guy.
Yes. And he brings such a background and he's just so eager to help. You don't find that a lot anymore. I think some of us get so tired in government, like, why do I got to do it like that? Why do I have to? Let's just figure it out. He's just so excited to get in there, and he's so eager in his customer service skills to just get down and help. I really think so. And I think he responds quickly. And that's the goal, one of the goals that Secretary Doucette is really wanting to do. There's always been this And I'm coming, keep in mind, I was a program person and I was on the outside of another agency where, oh my gosh, you don't want to call state purchasing because it's going to go into a deep hole, or they're the person that lays down the law. There's nobody there that's going to help you. No one's going to return calls. Well, we want to change that thought, that perception of GSD, state purchasing, and CRB. And I think we're slowly turning things around by the staff that we're getting to communicate. We want that open line of communication. We don't want to be sitting there with the big red stamp that says rejected every 5 minutes. Rejected, you forgot a comma. Rejected, you forgot the period. Rejected, your $10 isn't included on your contract brief. You know, we want to try and get to that really quick and make sure that we have that communication. So if we're rejecting something, call back to your analyst. Call to your analyst and we can make time to make it work so we can get those contracts executed quickly. As you know, and if any of you deal with procurement in June, July for the new fiscal year and July 1st start dates, we get over 1,000 contracts between June 1st and July 31st. And that's just some, that's not even accounting for all. So between all the agencies that submit contracts, everybody needs a July 1st start date, right? And we're like, okay, I have 3 analysts. This year, I was lucky to have, Crystal was transitioning, Charles left, we had Angel, and then we hired Ray. And Ray was new, so he had to hit the ground running and saying, okay, look at this and get it signed, get it in, make sure everything adds up, send it out, send it out. So this is one of the first years that we've had a lot of transition to where things kind of really fell behind. If you ever find yourself in and I want to emphasize this to CPOs, if you ever find yourself in a predicament where you need a contract like yesterday, call your analyst, let your analyst know that this is coming down the pipe, be on the lookout, put rush in the subject line when you're sending it to the SPD email, and we'll do as much as we can. So upcoming, this is the great news I want to share with y'all. We are going to be launching a new portal on the SPD website under Contracts Review Bureau. A lot of you that are familiar with sole sources will show how you go step by step to enter your sole source, right? You have to click on the little button and upload your sole source. You have to upload your determinations. You have to upload all your purchase orders, all your forms. We're going to do something like that in the sense for the Contract Review Bureau, where you're going to have to submit your contract brief. If your contract brief isn't uploaded, well, then you can't go on to the next step. We're hoping this will help alleviate any issues that come along with the contract of forms missing. There's going to be little highlights that say, don't forget you need these signatures. Don't forget that if it's only a 1-year term, what funding source you're using on your contract brief, just to have those rejections kind of on the downward slopes. We don't have to worry about them. And it's going to have a tracking mechanism in them. So the minute you submit your contract on that portal, it's going to shoot you back an email and say, hey, we received it. You'll be able to log in as an agency and track it. You'll say, okay, I submitted it on Monday. It got assigned on Tuesday. They're reviewing it Tuesday afternoon. It's in a pending status, either rejection or whatever have you at that point, and then it's going to be processed. You're not going to believe this when I say this, because I actually didn't believe it when I was not with state purchasing. CRB turns around contracts in a minimum of 3.5 days. Honestly, it doesn't seem like that when we're an agency, but when we submit, at least they've already started to look at it and pre-review it. That's our performance measure. We have 5 days in our performance measure, but on average, we're taking about 3.5 days to at least get back to the agency with any type of pre-review, any problems, anything that may be happening. So I just want to let you guys know that, because I thought mine went into the abyss, but it really doesn't. They're really reviewing them, you know, and I find humor in it because I came from an agency and I was always the one calling Crystal, my contract's coming. Charles, my contract's coming. I need you to look at it. It seemed like everybody wanted services, 10 days ago. And here I am barely doing a contract. Just make sure you keep in contact with your analyst and see what we can do until we can get this launched. We're hoping to have it out by the middle of November. We're going to work with a couple of testing agencies to see how it works out. So we're going to be in test mode for a little while, but come by, next June, it should be up, running, and you guys will be able to track everything that's going on with CRB. That's the goal. And you'll be able to have your individual login. If you submit 12 contracts, you'll be able to see where they fall in the queue and who's been assigned to them. As I mentioned, now that we promoted Ray to the analyst, to the supervisor, we're going to be advertising for 2 analysts right now. So if anybody's interested in contract review, please apply. That will be posted this week. We've just had a lot of changes. Everybody's, growing, which we expect, which is awesome. I'm looking forward to having a great team, and I don't doubt that otherwise. But just so you know, this is how it's going to help you guys as far as tracking contracts. It's going to work for original contracts and amendments. And that way you can track your amendments and in real time. You'll know exactly what's going on. They'll be good for, they'll allow the CRB staff to work more efficiently on all submissions. That way we know everything's been submitted, as long as everything's been submitted on the original format. If it's met the submission criteria, then that's great. And when you're uploading, you'll be able to kind of look at it too, because right now we kind of condense everything right into an Adobe package and we send it over, or we send it via DocuSign. And that's another thing I want to talk about, DocuSign. The reason we don't do a DocuSign final signature on the contract is we all know it costs how much per envelope to send it back and forth, right? And if you're sending it to us and we have to reject it, well, then that goes back as a rejection. Then y'all have to create envelopes again. That's another, $3 to the state or to your agency. So we're trying to avoid all of that by placing a wet signature on it. And that's where the pre-review comes in. Send your scope of work over, send over your contract draft so they can look at it and see if there's any tweaks that can be made before you start applying final signatures on everything. It'll reduce any of the issues that we have or that you all may have, especially working with your program people. Because I know a lot of you all are just the middleman, right? You guys are just the ones that put everything together, get signatures, and drop stuff off into the mailbox. And then we have to go back and work with our program people again. But if you can get us a nice draft to at least know what we're working with, our analysts are happy to help. Let's see. Okay, this will also allow you quick access to executed contracts for your agency. So you'll get notified the minute your contract has been executed, and you'll be able to download it and know that it's ready to go. That'll stop us from having to, I don't want to say make time, but to send time to you all to say, oh, here's your final contract, it's said and done. Like I said, you'll be able to log in and check the status. You can check it 12 times a day if you want to see what all has been reviewed and approved on our end. This is an innovative process as a replacement of the checklist and email submission agencies, and the elimination of logging and tracking for the CRB staff. We have to put stats together monthly that go over to the legislature and to the governor's office to show how many contracts we reviewed, how many we rejected, what agencies were rejected, how much each agency is spending on professional service contracts. So by the time we log all that in, it takes time away from us reviewing your contracts. In all honesty, right? It takes that time away. And we want to be able to work with you to get these out. We know you guys are trying to execute as much as you can and do everything you can in a day. I'm sure you all just don't deal with contracts, or the CPOs just don't deal with contracts. It's purchase orders, P cards, payment vouchers, whatever y'all are doing in the CPO world out in your agency. We want to try and eliminate the time you have to be on there and the time that we have to log in stuff. So we have a better idea of where things lie for you guys. As for now, though, the process will still stay the same. It'll still be online submission through the SPD CRB email address. Your analysts will still be Ray and Angel for now, until we get word of new folks coming on board, and then we'll send out a blast to let everybody know what agency falls under what analyst. So make sure that you utilize the checklist, or the CPOs utilize the checklist on the state purchasing website. I used to think of that as my Bible. I would make a hard copy, and I was always writing everything all over it, my PO number, and just checking off everything, making sure every T was crossed and every I was dotted, because I hated to see that big F circled on my paper when I got it back as a rejection. That's how it felt. I always felt like I was in school and they were grading me, and then I got a big old F. and I'm very lucky that I was able to establish a great relationship with my analysts, which I hope agencies can do with their analysts. Like I said, we're trying to become user friendly. I hate the perception of people thinking we're up here in this big tower that we just reject everything. As you know, acceptable signatures. We definitely use the digital signature, a scanned copy or image of actual signatures.
Go ahead and stick it in there.
A signed by drawing signature in Adobe.
So they're gonna have to fix something, and so I figure I'll have to start over.
Lisa Evans, can you please mute
Oh, sorry.
yourself? That's okay. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, no, it's okay. And we use the DocuSign signature, of course. You know, those are acceptable signatures on your all's end. So also, now that we're at the beginning of fiscal year, if any new people have come on board to your agency that have signature authority, please send us a copy of your signature transaction authorization form. This way we know that it's really not some ex-employee that signed off on your current contract. We want to make sure that it's a legit contract, just like DFA. When you go pick up warrants or checks, they always verify your signature, right, to make sure you're the person that you're supposed to be picking up warrants. Same process, amendments. Keep following that contract list until we actually make the official launch of the website. I mean, we're looking forward to it. It'll help agencies just when they, you know, when their cabinet secretary comes and says, I gave you this contract on Tuesday and here it is already Friday. Where is it? You'll be able to log in and tell them, hey, they're reviewing it yesterday. We should have something by today or tomorrow. And just so you have a real time tracker. What else I want to share with you guys? Contract submission training. This is going to be great news. So as you all know, we offer procurement training 101, and not only for procurement violations, but we offer it for new staff or anybody else that wants to attend. We are going to be offering this monthly, just like procurement 101. So we're going to offer CRB training, and that's going to help with deviation memos. It's going to show how to put your packet together, how to fill out your contract brief. So anybody that you want from your agency to sign up for that, we're going to host it via Zoom or via Teams. Or if you all want individual training for your agencies, please reach out and we're happy to make the trip over. I don't want to call it a road show, but we definitely want to get everybody on board on the same page for contract submission. You know, because I know this for a fact. Come May, you have 12 or more contracts in the hopper. You're getting them all confused. You want to make sure you have every step completed. That's where we want to go for now. And we want to show everybody how to utilize that website when it does come up, that portal. So everybody's familiar with the training. If you want to register for upcoming trainings, we're hoping to launch that now in September. It'll probably be like the third week of September and probably the third week of each month thereafter. We haven't decided a day. That's a decision that's going to be made this afternoon. But I will be happy to share that with Mr. Chavez so he can let folks know, maybe put something on your website. So that way, if people refer to your website, they'll be able to know that there's training coming down. And we'll also share the information with state agencies and other local public bodies. Secretary's Doucette's mission, of course, is probably the same as you've seen before, and it's where the needs of our stakeholders are addressed promptly, effectively, and efficiently, and safety is our highest value. You know, we're a huge umbrella, GSD. We cover the state-owned buildings, we cover the maintenance on the grounds, we cover ice removal, snow removal, RMD for risk management, our health insurance, our employee benefits. GSD makes the call on our employee health benefits. So we want to make sure that we are attentive to the needs of the other agencies and employees. So even local public bodies, because the insurances come through here also. He wants to make sure we have open lines of communication no matter what division you're working with. If it's SPD, if it's ASD, whatever division, please feel free to make sure you have a contact there or look at our website to see who you can reach out to. We want to be attentive to the needs. And then, of course, our state purchasing mission is to obtain the best value in acquisitions through compliance with the State of New Mexico Procurement Code, provide training, engaging with all executive branch agencies, and we want to keep enriching and encouraging the Chief Procurement Officer program through CNM. encourage a fair and open procurement process, and continually maximizing the benefit to the state. And our CRB Bureau strives to have continuous engagement with agencies and continue their 5-day turnaround from submission, review, response, and final contract approval. I know it doesn't seem that way, guys, but we really are looking at those contracts constantly. And I know for a fact that Ray has developed great working relationships with a lot of the CPOs, which I am encouraging all the other staff to do also. I thank you so much for your time, and I'm here. My number is on the website. Please feel free to reach out to me at any time.
Let me take myself off mute. Thank you. Does anybody have any quick questions that we can answer quickly? I mean quickly. Anybody on chat? All right, I guess not. We really appreciate your time that you have provided for us. And we really do look forward to having you and Secretary Doucette attend our fall conference. That is going to be October 25th, 26th, and 27th at Embassy Suites. We'll talk with you offline to see if maybe do a morning intro. And then a Friday, we would love to have a roundtable discussion with you and some other valuable members of our procurement world to assist in our members if they have any questions or issues throughout the week. So we really appreciate your time. Do you have any closing remarks for us?
Just a couple. We're hoping to have a deputy on staff by then. So if you don't mind, I'd encourage that person to attend with me so you guys can know who the players are, right? And I might even invite some of the main supervisors here, so on the buyer side, and I'll probably invite Ray so he's familiar. So you all familiar?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to really have you guys engaged with our staff.
That would be awesome. We would love to have a great working relationship with NMPPA and with state purchasing. I know when I was at state purchasing years ago, we would fight to see whose turn is it to go to attend the NMPPA conference. So I know you have a lot of great staff over there that actually not only would want to participate, but probably get involved in some of the training aspects of it. Susan is one of our trainers that we do. So we would love to get more people from state purchasing, CRB, to get involved and bring our profession a lot closer together. So we'll talk
more.
Yep, we'll talk more about this offline. We really, really do appreciate it. I encourage you all, if you have any questions, feel free to email me and I can forward them on to Dorothy. You can also forward them on or send them to Mona or any one of our board members. And we will more than willing to send them on to our state purchasing director and see what we can do just to build our profession more stronger. Okay?
I agree. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. I didn't even know, actually, when I got the position, I found you all on the website and I dug and I looked and I thought, wow, this is a great thing. So I'm happy to be part of it. I appreciate it.
Yep, we're about 300 strong, and we have 2 conferences a year, fall and spring, and we're about education and training. We're here to help, all CPOs, since it's 13-1-95.2, we're here to help all CPOs that need the assistance from cities, counties, municipalities, education, state governments, everyone in any form, along with New Mexico Edge, because most of our members that are board members or part of NMPPA are also trainers for New Mexico Edge. So we'd like to see if we can get this a full circle and do what's best for our members. So, we really appreciate your time and effort. We will reach out to you and see what we can coordinate for our fall conference.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Gary.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, members, if you have any questions, please feel free to email us, ask us any questions, or, we can forward it on to the state purchasing director, and we can see what we can do to make our profession that much stronger. It's about us trying to build and develop a little bit more than what we can for you all. We were hoping for a longer session today, but we just wanted to make sure that we did get some time from Dorothy Mendonca and to discuss it. So we're probably going to call this a little bit short unless anyone has any discussions that we want to bring up. I do want to remind you, we will be sending out our save the dates. It's October 25th, 26th, and 27th at Embassy Suites in Albuquerque. We will be sending out a lot of information because we are transitioning from our, let me get in here, from our chapter manager to another site that's through NIGP. And for those of you that follow us on Facebook and on LinkedIn, you saw that there's quite a few New Mexicans represented at the NIGP forum in Louisville, Kentucky. We will bring up some things that we learned, the board will, some things that we learned out of the Louisville conference. And I encourage you, and I spoke to my boss and I said, you know what, we need to encourage a little bit more money into our training budget and take advantage of some of these conferences and some of the forums. It was very beneficial. And I think it's something that would really help each and every one of us. If you're a dual member, awesome. If you're not a member of NIGP yet, then I encourage you, join NIGP along with NMPPA, and you're going to find that there's a lot more training tools out there for all of us. All right. So, you know, we encourage you. And if you have questions on it, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help everyone. Are there any questions out there? You can raise your hand. You can put it in chat.
Gary, I just want to acknowledge yourself as our president, NMPPA, your efforts. I mean, you're always there to address questions, emails, and provide assistance. And just thank you for your volunteering and for being our president. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Michael. And you're already on my Christmas card list, so I appreciate everything that you said. So, it's all about the members. We're here about the members, and we've sat in your chairs before, and we've always said, "What would I do? What would I do?" You know what? It's our profession, and like I've always said, none of us went to school to be a procurement professional. We all had passions in something else. Mine was to be a professional baseball player or to be a teacher coach. I was able to be the teacher coach and play some upper level baseball. But you know what? The passion found me, and I've been doing procurement for 18 years now, and it's my passion, and somebody helped me. So I'm here to help everyone else. And that, I know all of you are in the same boat. So don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask us anything that you need help in, and we'll do our darndest to try and help you out. Anything else? Folks, anything? All right, then you know what? I'm going to give you back your lunch hour. We do appreciate your time. Our next masterclass will be, I have it written down, September, I believe, 27th. Let's see. Our next masterclass will be on September 27th, so please keep your eye out for any save the dates or for any contact information. Please make sure that you add info@nmppa.org to your contacts, just in case you receive an email and your IT already has it programmed and it ships it out to your junk email. So make sure you tell your IT people, please add info@nmppa.org. And really, I'm going to close it out. Thank you again for our state purchasing agent, Dorothy Mendonca, for our presentation today and for our master class. And on behalf of our board members, thank you for attending. Please keep chugging along. If you have the questions, don't hesitate to ask us. We're here to help. Network, network, network. Enjoy the rest of your lunch hour, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Heather. We'll see you.
Okay, bye.
Only 20, 30 minutes.